know what is at stake. They should just go all out, give their best, and ensure they progress to the semis of the tournament.
All right, so that's the table tennis guys. We wish them the very best of luck. Let's come quickly now to football before we go on our first break. And of course, today, the 3rd of March, FIFA once again released their rankings of soccer playing nations, the best in the world. And our focus, of course, is on the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Well, if you want to ask, the Eagles are still out of the top 10 in Africa. And for me, we shouldn't be talking about top 10 in Africa. We should be talking about top 10 in the world. But let me just quickly run through for you. Nigeria is 12th in Africa now and 62nd in the world. But this is what it looks like, the top-ranked African football playing nations. And, well, pinch yourself if you like. Cape Verde are number 1 in Africa now, 31 in the world. That's the story of the day. Cape Verde are the leading light in African football according to FIFA. They are number 1. Cote d'Ivoire have dropped to 2. Algeria are still there in 3rd place. Ghana are now 4th. Tunisia are now 5th. These are the top 5 that you have in the world. And you have Senegal in 6th position, Egypt in 7th position, Congo DR 8, Congo 9, Cameroon 10, and Nigeria
in 11th position.
In 11th position. That's where we are, 62nd in the world. Congo, maybe on the strength of how Congo performed, Congo DR I mean, how well they performed at the CHAN, because the CHAN is now a ranking event. But we also need to say that the Eagles moved up about 2 or 3 places, or moved up in Africa.
Yeah.
Moved up 3 places, but moved up 1 place in the general ranking. So the CHAN wasn't overall bad for us in terms of these rankings.
Well, maybe if we had gone far, perhaps
we made a little movement.
Yes, we'd have found ourselves at least in the top 10. We are very close to the top 10. Cameroon are ranked 10 and 61st. We are 62nd in the world. So there's a lot we need to do. The Egyptians, who are ranked 7 in Africa, they will be our opponents in the next.
We have a good chance of moving up if we can get those results over double legs.
We can beat them home and away, puts us in good stead. But with the way things are right here in Nigeria, is that possible? It's very achievable. Only if the guys can focus, only if the guys can, bring their games to the table. It's going to be very difficult, trust me. But if we can beat teams that are ahead of us, it puts us in good stead. We met the Tunisians at CHAN. We failed to beat them. Games like that.
But the fact that we even played a draw should maybe one of the reasons why we're moving up a little bit.
Exactly. So if we can beat the Egyptians home and away, trust me, we'll be in the top 10 when the next
rankings are made. Talk about Cape Verde very quickly, Yemi. Cape Verde, that's the surprise. That's the surprise.
Yeah.
You have to, I mean, I'm trying to come to terms with the fact that Cape Verde, unknown quantities in African football, are the leading.
A nation of less than 600,000 people. Portuguese.
That surely must give some confidence to some
colonial
other little known quantities.
But I don't want to say they are totally unknown. They've been making inroads into African football. En route to winning the 2013 Nations Cup, we played a friendly with them, if you remember. We played a goalless draw. And some of us were wondering, I mean, these guys, they know what to do when they come to the field of play. They don't have too many stars. But they
were a good team in 2013. I think they were knocked out by Ghana.
You could even trace their history. 2006 World Cup, where they surprised everybody. Were on top of a group that had South Africa, I think, and Ghana at some point before they fizzled out. And gradually, before they now eventually made it to 2013 Nations Cup. So they've been here and there. But as to why they are number 1, I'm at a loss.
As you said, I mean, you are very correct. They've been, flirting with the powers that be in African football for a very, very long time. It took the boardroom to knock them out of the 2014 World Cup qualifier because they have beaten Tunisia home and away.
So I think their football has been on a rise. It's all about consistency.
They've just been unnoticed.
Since 2013.
Or not much credit given to them for the little things they've done.
It's more like a team effort for them. You can hardly point out their best player. They play more like a team.
A number of players who play in the Portuguese league.
Exactly. Most of their players ply their trade in the Portuguese league or either in the Segunda division. But it's a very good team. We can only hope that they can be more consistent. We'll be seeing the top team in Africa change. At some point it was Algeria, they're going down. At some point it was Ghana, it was Ivory Coast, and now it's Cape Verde. We hope that one day, in no distant time, the Super Eagles perhaps could go top of the rankings, the best team in Africa. We say we are the giants of Africa. If we are the giants of Africa, we should be number 1 in Africa.
Reflect on the rankings.
We shouldn't be number 11. We shouldn't be 1 2 times. We should be 1 once. One.
Now, shouldn't be trying to avoid Cape Verde, Ghana, Algeria. When the World Cup,
anybody that comes your way.
Are made.
I think that's the point. But let's take a quick look at the top 10 in the world and see. The Belgians, of course, have surprised everyone. What Cape Verde is doing in Africa, Belgium is doing in Europe. Belgium number 1, Argentina 2, Spain number 3, Germany 4, Chile 5, Brazil 6, Portugal 7, Colombia 8, England 9, and Austria somehow managed to find ourselves in the top 10 in the world. Little surprise for me, but
I think for once I can't really argue with the top 7 teams. I do have questions. If anybody can answer me, I do have questions. But then again, you remember how they qualified for Euro 2016. You know, maybe that.
The kind of performance
for Austria, I don't know. You know, then maybe Colombia. You know, the things that happened in their region. But by and large, a lot of questions will always rage as to how FIFA gets this. But by their own standards, you know, if you're a very good student of mathematics, you put the coefficients together, you will arrive at this. But sometimes we are carried away by the style of football we see, by how good we think some teams are, and you are beginning to, you know, pitch that against what FIFA gives to you as their ranking. So I guess by whatever they use to arrive at this, they are right. It's just sometimes we are torn between what we believe to be a very good football playing side and what you see on the rankings. Like, for instance, you come to Africa, you look at some countries, Cape Verde and all that. On the strength of everything, you want to wonder what they did. But sometimes maybe, like Julian has said, if you call yourself a giant, you must truly show that you are a giant. So you leave no room for any doubt as to who actually is the superpower when it comes to football.
All right, so that's it for the rankings. Let's hope that by the time the rankings are out, first week of April, the Super Eagles have 2 victories under the belt, and that we hope will move us up, keep us up, so that we can be coming back to the top of rankings, not just in Africa, in the world as well. We'll go on a quick break now, and during the break, when we return from the break, we'll be looking at the list of 42 called up by Coach Samson Siasia for our 2 games against Egypt, March the 25th in Kaduna and March the 29th. We will talk about it. A lot of people asking questions, why call up 42? And then we wanted to also talk to us, who should be in that squad that isn't there, and who do you feel shouldn't be in that squad that is there? We'll talk about all of this when we return from this break. Join us again.